Hi, good evening. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ain Said. I'm a student from University Malaysia Sabah and currently this is my second semester. Actually, this interview is for my assessment, which is the subject of oral communication in English. This assessment requires to engage with the interviewee about the issue that we will be discussing after this. But first of all, let me thank you so much on agreeing and attending this interview. It's an honor for me to welcome you as my interviewee today. Without further ado, shall we start with the introduction first? Could you tell me your full name and where you are from?
Hi, thank you so much. It's really nice. It's really great being here, and you speak very fluent English, so that's really impressive.
Okay.
Anyway, it's really nice to meet you, and thank you for the short introduction as well. So my name is Faris Irham, so you can call me Faris. I'm 32 years old next year, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember my age correctly. I'm to simplify, I'm an engineer working in oil and gas industry sector. And yes, I do have some travel activities related to my work. So I guess that's why I'm here. So that's it. That's all for my short introduction.
Okay. Where are you now currently? Are you in Malaysia or abroad right now?
No, yeah, that's the thing. Currently, I'm in Thailand for work-related situation. So yeah, I'm living in Thailand right now.
Oh, I see. Quick question. Are you a traveler or just considered as traveler because you travel for work?
Okay, so I've been blessed because of my work. I travel quite a lot, but I do consider myself as a traveler as well because during my free times, during holidays, I do take the chance to travel with my families. So it's not just because of work related. It's also because I really really enjoy traveling around the world.
Oh, what a wonderful job that contains a lot of traveling. I would definitely
Yes.
love that kind of job though. How many countries have you visited across abroad? And if you don't mind, share one of the best experience that you experienced during traveling. Any country that you could recall.
Okay. From the top of my head, I would say over 20 countries.
Wow,
And
that's a lot.
yes, it's quite a lot, but that's a combination between I travel because of work and also I travel for my own personal satisfaction. Anyway, the what was your question again? The most
Best experience that you experienced.
yeah, okay, great. So the most valuable experience I would say, because there's a lot of countries that I have visited, but that there was one who is really interesting, which was when I went to Iraq. So it's not a country that was easy to, that is easy to enter. So I had the chance to visit Iraq for work, and I was there for 1.5 years. So I think that is my most valuable traveling experience because the culture over there and the situation over there is different compared to the rest of the world. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Another question. How do you plan your
Mhm.
trip and budget the whole plan? The trip
Okay.
plan.
Normally, it's based on what kind of activities I want to do when I arrive at the country of destination. So based on the activities that I plan to do, how long I'm gonna be there, that's how I normally created my budget. So it's mainly revolving around the activities that I plan to do over there. As far as for the flight ticket itself, normally we just go for the cheapest one. So yeah.
Okay. Do you keep in shape during traveling?
That's a really tough question because when we travel, we don't really go to the gym or do some exercises anyway. But I can, honestly speaking, if I do travel for work, normally at the hotel that I will be staying at, they provide these kind of facilities, gyms, swimming pools, etc. So normally I make use of these facilities or I would say equipments at the hotel. But I'm not gonna say that it is my main objective when traveling. But if you ask me, do I maintain or do I take into consideration of being in shape during traveling? Yeah, I do.
Oh, I see. How about any supplements that you take to maybe to prevent from sick or anything? Because we know that the difference when we are in a country with climate changes, our body could get
Mm-hmm.
the risk of illness, right? Because of the
Yes.
increasing temperature and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Do you take any supplements during traveling?
Honestly, me personally, I don't take any supplements. Fortunately, because I have quite high resistance to what motion sickness and those kind of stuff. But I do get where you are coming from, and of course, I do agree with you. Certain people they need to take this kind of supplements, vitamins when they travel. However, I do get certain vaccination, and I'm not only talking about COVID-related vaccination. For example, if I'm going to India, or if I go to Africa, there are certain vaccination I have to take. For example, a yellow fever vaccination and etc. So no on the supplement, but I do get my medical checkup before traveling and also vaccination.
I see. Okay, all right. Moving on to the next question. Do you usually eat a balanced meal when you are traveling?
Of
Because,
course not.
yeah lah, new place, new variety foods, right?
Yes. No. Again, honestly, no. I don't. I don't take balanced food as what you said just now.
Okay.
Because the one of the main idea when we visit another country, at least to me, for me, I would love to enjoy their local cuisine. So normally, local cuisine they are not as balanced as it's supposed to be. So I don't really pay particular attention to that actually
I
for balanced
see.
cuisine. Okay.
Okay. So when you are traveling, how do you search for maybe the tasty foods there? Do you use an app or something?
Okay. I'm 32 years old next year, so I'm not gonna say I'm quite old, but I act like an old person. So application and those kind of stuff is really foreign topics to me. So normally when I travel and I will talk to the locals, and they will suggest restaurants or where I can get the local cuisines nearby my accommodation, or where can I go to get some local foods, those kind of stuff. So normally I don't depend on apps. I just talk to the locals, and they will help me for that.
Okay. Um, a bit question about healthy. Can you
Mm-hmm.
suggest any kind of tip about how to achieve an active, healthy lifestyle, even traveling? Just a bit of.
Okay. Okay, great. So, from the top of my head, if I understand the question correctly, from personally, from my side, when I do travel, of course, we need to be able to make sure that we are healthy. So it's not just about traveling, eating local foods, and etc. So even if we like to eat local foods, the food should be of a healthy meal. So, because previously we were talking whether the meal is in a balanced diet cuisine. So, of course, sometimes they might not be in a balanced food pyramid on those kind of stuff, but they should be of a healthy meal. So, let's say if you're going to China, if you're going to Thailand, maybe you don't go for fried scorpion or fried crocodile. You don't do that. Okay, so still the meal that you want to choose, it should be something healthy, something good for your body. Okay, and another part of it is that when you do travel, the mode of transportation is really important. So for me personally, I like to walk a lot. So if the I would say local tourist attraction is close to each other, normally I will try to avoid taking car or taxi or grab. So normally I will just walk from one location to the other. At least, even though I don't spend much time in the gym at my hotel. I still move and I still do some exercises while still enjoying the sightseeing at the in these countries. Okay, so those are my two tips of how to maintain being healthy or how to being active to have an active lifestyle when traveling.
All right. That's good. Okay. Have you thought on bringing your family for a vacation? Especially even it's almost 2 years, the pandemic is still around us, and with other diseases that have been discovered last month, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, I think there is a new variant related to COVID. At the moment, no, because personally, I have a 3 years old son, so we would like to avoid exposing the risk to the family as low as reasonably possible. Okay.
Yeah, agree.
But of course, if the pandemic ends, we would like to have the chance to start traveling again.
I see. Okay, talking about safety, how do you travel the safest way during this time, especially COVID 19?
Okay, COVID started last year, early last year, if I'm not mistaken. So within this 2 years period, I have done several travel activities, mostly due to work-related situation or work requirement, I would say. My advice would be if you travel to different countries, and if you travel from different country of origins, for example, if you're traveling from Malaysia and then you have to travel from the other countries to another countries, just follow the COVID-19 related regulations. You need to do your medical checkup. You need to make sure that you are fully vaccinated. You need to make sure that you've done your PCR test before departure, when arriving in the country of destination, and etc. And you need to ensure that you do all the you have to go above and beyond to make sure that you implement all the precautions against COVID. So it's not like it's not safe to travel. The risk is still there. It's just that you have to mitigate the risk by complying to all these rules, especially the rules that has been provided by the government between different countries. Okay.
Yes, I agree. What a wonderful tip on that. Sure, this will be my guidances in case I will be traveling, but not so soon. Moving on to the next few final questions. So, on your opinion, why do people travel? Is it the benefit of their health or is it a hobby?
Uh, this is quite subjective, so different people might have different opinion on it. But from me personally, and from what I know from my circle of friends, people travel because they want to get the experience, they want to get the exposure, they want to know different cultures and different situation from different places of the in the world. So again, it's quite subjective, and different people might have different opinion on it. But to get to know different cultures and to gain more experience would be one of the common objective of people who likes to do traveling.
I agree.
So yeah.
Okay, aside from necessities, what one thing that you must do during traveling? What I mean is like taking pictures or the foods
Okay.
or the tour.
Uh, as I said before, enjoying the local cuisines, and the second part is, and also which is quite important, take a lot of photos
I
because
guess.
you will never know when you will get to visit that country again. So you take a lot of photos so that
Yeah,
we can.
that's true.
Yes, and it's for memories anyway. So yeah.
Yep. Okay, I'm very curious about this question because I've asked you about your best moment, right? And for
Mhm.
this question is there a worst moment that you've ever experienced and now became one of a memory that you cannot really forget?
Okay, I'm gonna go into specific here because the question is quite specific. One time I went to Paris, and because I'm currently working for a French company, so I visit Paris quite a lot, quite often. Sorry. But there was this one time I went to Paris, and due to the weather, it was end of the year. I think it was in December. The weather was quite bad, and I had a plan to go up the Eiffel Tower, but because of the weather was quite bad and nothing can be done, we were not allowed to, go up the Eiffel Tower. And not only that, there were a lot of small stall surrounding Eiffel Tower or in Paris who got affected due to this bad weather. So most of the time during that trip, I spent in my hotel, in my office. I couldn't do much during that trip, so it was quite bad actually. So I
Oh.
didn't get to enjoy Paris as much as I would love to.
Was it during Christmas?
Yeah, it was during Christmas time. It was in December.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Because
Yes.
I also went there before and I've experienced so much in Paris, but not in a good way because
Okay.
because of the citizens there, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
If in Paris, even there are signboards mentioning beware of pickpockets, those kind of stuff. So, but that's really great. You've been to Paris, so not a lot of people have the chance to travel to this part of the world. So, congratulations.
Yes, thank you. So I guess that's it.
That's
Thank
it.
you. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Faris Irham. I've really enjoyed meeting you, and I like what I've learned about your experiences, your tips on how to travel safely, and what's very important regarding to this issue is having a healthy lifestyle even during we are traveling. So I believe that's all for the interview session. Do you have any question that you would like to ask before we?
No, I don't have any question, and thank you so much for inviting me for to have this interview, and I'm really honored to be a part of the interview session. I do wish you the best of luck, and yeah, focus in your study, and you can I don't know, maybe working in the same industry as me, and get the chance to travel the world
Amin,
for work, and
amin.
of course for pleasure.
Thank you once again,
Okay,
Mr. Faris, for spending your
thank
time
you.
here. I look forward on seeing you
No
again in the
problem.
future. Bye.
Me too. Bye bye.